Got this lawnmower for free. The owner said it's not working, so he gave it to me with no battery and no charger. I did plug in this Parkside battery with a 3D printed adapter, and I can confirm that it's not working. So I did take it apart, and I'm pretty sure the problem is the controller. This controller here doesn't seem to switch it on and off anymore. When I connect power directly to the motor, it does spin, so I know the motor is good, and it's a case of this controller being bad. I think it's this relay that's at fault, so what I did is I ordered a generic relay off the internet. So I'm gonna get rid of the whole control board and just wire in this relay, because all I need is for it to allow power to go through whenever I press the switch on the handle. So we don't really need the whole controller. This does a few other things, like I guess measures the amount of voltage so it doesn't heat up the motor too much. I guess there's some other sensing that takes place, but I think for what I want to do with it, using a separate battery or a separate 18-volt battery, not the original one that came with it, I think it will do just fine. And this is the moment where there's no turning back, because I am gonna disconnect and cut a lot of the wires. So if it doesn't work after I fix it, then it's just gonna have to end up in the bin. I'm just debating whether I keep this in or not. I think it's a good idea to keep it in, although I won't have enough space for my battery. I think for now, I'll try and leave it as it is, and then I'll 3D print something. Last thing connected is this wire that goes to the switch on the handle. And that's it. The old controller's out. The only two wires that I've had to cut are the power cables from the battery. And obviously this fuse. I'm gonna try and figure out what it is. It doesn't say on it if it's a fuse or... Anyway, I'll probably put like a 40 amp fuse in line. Very beefy cables these. My cables coming out from the battery are not quite as large, so I don't know if I'm gonna have the correct amperage for it. I think this battery might be up to 40 amps, but I think if I get the one that's double the size, I might get a bit more current out of it. Next, we need to figure out the wiring situation here. I'm assuming these are positive and negative, and then these are the switch cables. I will put a diagram in the, I'll put a diagram so you can see it. I've just wired this in pretty roughly, just using some crocodile clips, but you can hear and see that it is working. I don't have anything to touch to create a short, but it's working. I am a bit worried about the sizes of the cable coming out of the motors and the ones coming out of the battery. But as I said, I'll try and put a fuse in line, and then if we blow it often, then I guess I'll have to put thicker wires. I've looked a bit more into this controller, and there are two important things that this, well, three important things that this does, which my relay won't do. One of them is voltage sensing. So if the battery voltage drops below a certain amount, then it will cut power completely. And it does that so that it does not cause any damage to the battery. Now, I lose that function completely. The battery itself, particularly these 20-volt batteries that are used on the park side, they don't have any internal voltage sensing, so they will keep on pumping voltage until they die, and that's very bad for lithium-ion batteries. So I will have to put some kind of voltage meter in there so that I stop it on my own, because the relay will not do that. The other thing is having this resistor. This is a motor braking resistor. It's generally wired in parallel with the motor. So what it does is when you let go of the handle, it kind of draws current, and it gets the motor to stop much quickly. It's like a safety feature. If I don't have this, then the motor will just coast to a stop. So what usually happens, you let go of the handle, the motor stops very quickly, whereas in this case, it will keep on spinning, particularly because you have such a large mass in the blade, such a large mass spinning around, it will keep on spinning until it coasts to a stop. So I will not have that. And for now, I will not install it, but depending on how well the lawnmower works, if I feel it's coasting too much and it's causing an issue, then I can always solder this in place. And then the third thing is this Faraday donut, whatever you want to call it. It just helps with interference and EMC compliance. Now, I don't think it's a big issue. Maybe it might be an issue for the control board, but for the relay, I don't really think that will cause any issues. And for now, I will not use this. I will just wire it in as it is. If I feel later that I need it, I can always cut the wires, put this in there, and it wouldn't cause a big issue. But for now, I'm gonna ignore the interference, and I'm gonna ignore this braking resistor. Okay, everything's wired in now. I've done a slightly better job at crimping everything. Obviously, this is not necessarily watertight, but these are the type of crimps that were on this before I modified it. And as I mentioned before, I don't have that Faraday donut, and I don't have the braking resistor either, but I will try it as it is. I'm not going to cover it back up. I'll put the cutting blade on it, and tomorrow I will give it a go. But for now, I'll just show you I'm using the standard trigger that was on it. So I don't know exactly how it was before and how quickly the motor came to a stop, but it doesn't seem terrible. Maybe it's going to be different when I put the blade on. So I now have the blade in place. I'm just going to actually lower it a bit because I don't want anything to come flying. As you can see, it does take a while to stop. I'm just touching the cables to see if anything's got hot, but everything seems fine. A little bit concerned about the relay. It's a 12-volt relay. This is 18 volts. I'm hoping it's going to be fine, but anyway, it was a pretty cheap part. I think it's 3 or 4 pounds off of eBay. So it's not like it's a very expensive component, and it works. So I'm gonna see how much life I can get out of this. I will put it all back together, but maybe before I do that, I will try and cut some grass tomorrow and see if it has enough power or if it bogs down a lot. If it doesn't have enough power, it probably needs a battery with higher capacity. This is, I guess it's like 4 cells in series. I'm assuming. I'm not quite sure.